Good evening, dear viewers. It is I, Nick Yusofian, aka Nick Yusofine, back with another movie review from this extensive collection of Vincent Price films. This time we are specifically going with one of the two. First one, The Tomb of Ligeia, and the second one, The Last Man on Earth. The Tomb of Ligeia is a pretty good film. It's again another Poe. It's another adaptation of the Poe films, which, yes, is going to keep happening. It's going to keep going. It's probably even going to end with the fourth one, The House on Haunted Hill, which I'll get to within time. But this one here is it's the biggest budgeted of them all, and it's just to give you an idea of how big budget it is. It actually takes place in Britain rather than just on a sound set. And I'm like, hot dang, that is pretty good. And yeah, it shows. This one has a lot more broader appeal, I guess one could say, because it's like with these poems, again, this one is another short story, so this one's not campy. It is taken, I noticed this one was taken seriously. Let me explain. The previous ones had a little bit more fun to them with some interesting sets, but this one is, again, another deliberately slow-paced, slow burn, which leads to a literal big-time fast burn, and you can feel the emotional journey here. Vincent Price again gives a great performance as he is dealing with the death of his wife, and he's attracted to a new woman named Rowena, and he is constantly obsessed with his first wife, so Rowena feels alienated, she's like eating breakfast alone. Then again, I am not the Verdun Fell's wife yet, so you could get the idea of the disassociation that is going on here. Of course, this is beautifully rendered. You got some great shots of the British fields, and an amazing castle set that's been there for hundreds of years. We've got a magnificent interior that was probably reused from, which one I would say? Maybe, like The Raven or something like that. So they reused that set, but whatever. Again, this is more performance-based inside the atmosphere, but it's like there's no campiness going on. It's taken seriously. And that may kind of bore some people. Was I bored? No. I mean, up to a point, I was paying attention, but at the same time, I was waiting for something more to happen. I think of this, you have to be in the right mindset for this movie. I mean, yeah, it's like Price is talking about, they removed the date of death. She is not dead. And, he's going on about talking about this hand right here. And you're wondering, what am I doing outside holding this plate of food? So, there is some mystery that's going on. And, it is baffling and a little weird. Some people say that this is better than the one that previously released, Mask of the Red Death, because this one's overall feels more structured, I guess. But at the ending, when it just becomes just feels like there's a lot happening at once. And you're waiting for, because of the footage that Corman obtained from that barn destruction with the flames and everything. This was used in here, so it's not reused footage. It's footage that looks similar, but it's different. And yes, that does make sense. Everything is handled. All the lines are delivered the best that they can be for 1500s dialogue. I would say 16th century dialogue, which is fine. But yeah, it's just this movie's just a lot more talking. But there are a couple of really intense scenes because supposedly you think that the wife Ligeia has been reincarnated into a cat. So when Rowena is trying to rescue the cat from a massive bell tower, she starts to her mind starts to descend into madness because of one, the loud noise, and two, how it kind of brings back some memories of thinking like, hey, the possessed wife is in the cat and causing some mental anguish. And two, that there's a dream sequence that is so interesting. It feels disorientating, because one, it was filmed at normal speed, but two, it was the actors are just moving slowly. They always say like a weird, surreal dream atmosphere. This is 100% the definition of that. So yeah, so with the tales of like being obsessed with a lover and like will and things like that, and trying to shape a romance into fitting like you want the one person to be versus another, and it's just that's what was going on in the poem. It's a nice movie. It is a very beautiful movie to look at. This was like actually filmed in Britain itself. And Gus Corman was tired, just like all the sound stages in Hollywood. I guess this is less of the Hollywood-ish movie and more of like the British folk, not horror like the previous one, but just more atmosphere that leads to it feeling different enough. And I like that. I do. But just with the talking, you pay attention to it because it is almost like a play in a way, and that may make some people happy or not. In the poem, people are not sure if it was like if this is like a true melodrama or it's a satire of all the gothic horror that was going on. Some German gothic horror and things like that. They were looking through. Some people were looking through Poe's extensive personal notes, and they're wondering what is going on. I would say, because supposedly that the narrator in the poem has taken opium, and his mind is starting to get frayed, I guess is the word. And can I see that? I mean, it's like they do mention some like poppy flowers. It's kind of funny. Ironically, I was looking up the origin of the word opium and poppy this week before I watched this movie. So, coincidence? I think not. So, no, I don't know. It's like this movie is really dang good, but when you're starting to watch 9 of these in a row, your mind starts to crave something else. But this is the last of the Poe adaptations that would happen. So Corman traveled over to Britain, and he was wanted to receive in order to receive a British subsidy. He stepped down his role as producer and handed it to a guy named Tom Green. No, not the actor Tom Green from Freddy Got Fingered, but a different one. I didn't see Daniel Haller's name in here, and then again, I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, and this is kind of funny. Usually it takes 15 days for a Roger Corman shoot. This one took 25 because the actors insisting on having tea breaks, which I find to be kind of funny. So, I don't know. Make of that what you will. Yeah, so the Tomb of Ligeia. I thought it was Ligeria, but it's Ligeia. I have no idea what that name means or anything like that. So make of that what you will. And considering how Edgar Allan Poe is tortured or whatever throughout his life, I'm like, he would be pretty happy with this, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like if you want to see a great British atmospheric movie that has the horror, but it's not folk horror, but more just you pay attention to it, but you have to pay attention to the dialogue. And with an interesting, if kind of confusing ending, then I really do think keep that in mind as you watch The Tomb of Ligeia.